India's construction equipment industry is maintaining a growth momentum. In the financial year 2025, it reported 3% domestic growth and a 10% growth in the exports. I'm glad that today we have Mr. Deepak Shetty with us, who is the CEO and Managing Director of JCB and also President Designate of ICMA. Thank you for talking to us, sir. So what was the reason we observed that it's a 3% growth in financial year 2025, but a slower growth as compared to FY24? What was the reason for that?
You're absolutely right. The previous 2 years, we have seen almost 26% growth. But you'll remember last year was the election year, and we had the Model Code of Conduct which came in the month of April and May. So that slowed down the construction activity also. And, many of the contractors, etc., they also participate in the election process. Along with that, we had some state elections also. So all of them contributed towards a more lower growth compared to what was expected from the past. But having said that, I should also mention that while the domestic market grew by 3%, the export market grew by more than 10%. So that was certainly an opportunity for the industry.
Right. Any specific reason for the exports growth?
I think slowly but steadily, the machines that we are producing in India are meeting the global standards. And also, as we move up the value chain from the emission norms point of view, more and more global markets are opening up for us. But I would say that the primary reason is we are able to give, as an industry, we are able to give world-class product at a very good price point for our customers. And that is why I'm very pleased to mention that normally when we talk about export of vehicles from India, we look at Latin America or Africa or Southeast Asia. But last year, our majority of the exports were to the developed part of the world. And that tells you the story about the quality of the machines we produce and the standards that they adhere to.
Right. Talking about exports, we also know that recently the UK-India FTA happened. And what opportunities is the construction equipment sector is seeing towards that and other developed countries?
Oh, I think it's a great question. So, first of all, I want to congratulate the Honorable Commerce Minister for the various FTAs that we are signing up. It creates great opportunity for the industry, particularly in today's timeline when the world is looking at X country plus one option. It creates a great opportunity for India. Now, specifically answering your question on UK FTA, there are various bylaws and all which we are looking at, but two of them which come to my mind immediately is there are some special duties for export of auto components. Now, in the past few years, we have been exporting more than 60-70,000 metric tons of fabricated components to our factories in UK. Certainly, we'll get benefit of it. Now, along with that, we also have we have people from the industry who are going to UK to help the companies there. I think the social security cost was a big deterrent. Now we know that for 3 years people will not have to pay, and 3 years is normally the time when an expat goes to the UK or any of those countries and then comes back. So all of this will benefit the industry certainly. And plus overall, I think an FTA creates a very positive environment of connection between the countries, and we see more opportunities for us to export our machines from India.
Right. And when we see the domestic market, what is the difference that you see in the rural and the urban market, and which place or which arena in the rural or the urban market where are you seeing more growth, and what are the factors for that?
Yeah, a very good question. 65% of our machines we sell in the rural market. Now, the rural economy is very much dependent on rain. So, it is very positive recently to hear the announcement that monsoon will be more than normal. I'm sure this will spruce up the rural economy. On top of it, the various schemes and projects that the Honorable Government has announced as a part of the budget, whether it is Jal to Nal project, whether it is the funding for the Manrega schemes, or the rural infrastructure focus, all of this will contribute to the growth in the rural economy and help the construction equipment sector. If I talk about the urban side, first and foremost is, I would say the tax benefits which the government has offered. I'm sure this will spruce up the realty sector. People will be investing more in houses, and that again creates a buzz. Also, the government's focus on smart city development, etc. The urban infrastructure creation process will certainly also help the industry. So it's normally a 65-45 or a 65-35 kind of balance, and both we welcome development in both the sectors.
Right, right, right. And if we say, we can say, can we say that in the rural sector, there's more public consumption, public infrastructure, and in urban, we can say it's more private.
Yeah, it's true. So, the rural, obviously, the rural infrastructure is certainly driven more by the central funding and the state government's focus on infrastructure development. You are so right. Yeah.
And within India, which states are you looking for, you see as an opportunity to expand more, not only as JCB, but as a whole construction equipment sector? Where do you see the more potential?
I think only last week the Honorable Prime Minister was in Northeast. I'm seeing a huge opportunity in infrastructure development in Northeast. Last few years, the government has really focused as never before in creating infrastructure in Northeast. So Northeast certainly is a great opportunity. Now, along with that, we are seeing the infrastructure being developed in the upper reaches of Himalaya. So whether it is in Uttaranchal, whether it is in Jammu Kashmir, whether it is in Himachal Pradesh, we are seeing the infrastructure development where again our machines are being used. So that again creates a great opportunity for the industry.
Right, right. And since even the road minister Nitin Gadkari talks about pushing for a sustainable fuel in the vehicle sector, and construction equipment is no different from the other vehicle segment. A little different, we can say, since it's not directly used by the consumers and many people. But even then, it is one of the most diesel occupied sector. How is this industry, moving towards the sustainability and towards the achievement of net zero by 2050?
It's a very good question you are asking. Actually, the Honorable Roads Minister, Mr. Gadkari, is pushing all of us very hard to look at use of ethanol, to look at biofuel. And I'm very pleased that with his guidance and encouragement, a few years back, JCB had launched not only India's, but the world's first CNG backhoe loader. And we not only sold those machines in India, but we also exported those machines. 2 years back, again, through Mr. Gadkari, we launched not only India, but Asia's first hydrogen, again, backhoe loader. So as an industry, we are focused on adoption of the clean fuel. But having said that, also on the diesel engine, we have constantly focused on improving the fuel efficiency. In fact, last 10 years, our machines has reduced the consumption of fossil fuel by almost 40%. So as an industry, I think we are very much aware about our responsibility towards the environment, and we are absolutely focused on giving more efficient machines, but also machines with alternate fuel. And as the hydrogen infrastructure in India develops over next few years, I'm absolutely confident that we have the right type of machine to meet the requirement of our customers.
Why particularly hydrogen?
That is a very good question. The Honorable Prime Minister, through the National Hydrogen Mission, has focused on hydrogen. You know that in India, the opportunity for hydrogen is great. We have got so much of sunlight, so we can create green hydrogen. And that is how the whole ecosystem of hydrogen will develop. When I look at the Western world, the industry has to convince the government that hydrogen is the way forward. In India, it is the other way around, and it comes right from the top. So we are very fortunate to have this focus that the government has on hydrogen. And as an industry, we have already showcased the machines, and we'll be showcasing more machines in the near future.
Right, talking more about sustainability. If we see the numbers and penetration in other vehicles, we can still see some numbers, especially in three-wheelers. And even passenger cars, we are seeing a gradual move towards EVs. But if we see the numbers in the construction equipment sector, we can't see those numbers actually. They're very much nowhere.
Yeah.
What is the...
So, if you look globally, there are EV machines which have been introduced. A lot of announcements take place. But we have to understand where the infrastructure is being created in India. The new infrastructure is being created in the remotest part of the country, where there are no roads. There is no infrastructure. The water has not reached. That's where the Jal to Nal project, so the road infrastructure through Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. So to expect that there will be an electric kind of facility there is, I think, too much to ask for. So the use of electric vehicle will be more limited to ports or some mines and those kind of area. It will happen, but it will happen after a few years in the construction equipment side. I think we are better off. That's why I said we are better off with hydrogen, because hydrogen you don't need to transport. With electrolyzers, you can create hydrogen at the remotest part of the country, and that is why it is the fuel of the future for the construction equipment sector.
Right. It's a very good insight, actually, but hydrogen is like there's a lot of cost barrier to it.
Yeah. So again, it all depends on how you scale up. The typical example I would give is the fluorescent bulbs or the LED bulbs. We saw that when the government really focused on it, when the scale went up, the cost came down multiple times. And we already have announcements by a couple of large industrial organizations in India who have been talking about selling hydrogen at $1 a kilogram. I'm sure when that happens, the whole hydrogen economy will boom.
Right. Talking about the whole of the construction equipment sector, how do you see the future of it? What projections are you looking at in the next year and also the end of the decade?
I feel with the government's focus on infrastructure development, and there's so much more to do in the country, it's a great opportunity for the construction equipment sector. Whether it is the national infrastructure plan, Pradhan Mantri Gati Shakti projects, or the focus on the rural infrastructure, all of these bode very well for the construction equipment sector. We recently did some survey and we found that today we are the third largest in the world. We expect to be the second largest in the world by 2030. And our industry should go to around 250,000 vehicles a year versus the 115,000 now. So more than double is the size we are looking at in next 5 years. And if I talk about next year, I feel maybe we are coming out from this cycle where there's a bit of slowdown. But we feel that with the focus that the government has on infrastructure development, we should be back to the double-digit growth.
Right. And what about exports?
Export, I think it can be more than double digit because as we move up the emission norms, more and more global markets are becoming open for us. Right. And globally, countries are looking at X country plus one strategy. And I think this is where this is India's sweet spot. And this is India's opportunity for us.
Double exports, you said?
Yeah, more than double digit, I would say. I mean, it's higher double digits, I would say.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Thank you for talking to us, sir.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much.